Morning, Montfortians. So, our next chapter is chapter number 20 of your literature book, A Cure for Rabies. It's on page number 142 of your literature book. So, students, this is a very interesting chapter about a boy, Louis Pasteur, who discovered a vaccine or a medicine for rabies. And how he discovered, we are going to study in this chapter. So, vaccines are the medicines that help you avoid catching diseases. Okay, you all must be vaccinated from time to time. So, rabies is a disease which is caused by an animal bite. That animal can be dog, it can be a wolf. Okay, so that disease is called a rabies. When a rabid dog or a rabid wolf bites you, okay, the poison enters your blood and it may even kill a person. So that disease is very deadly and it is called rabies. So rabies is the disease caused by bite of a animal. Now let's read. Please keep your finger on the first line. Pyrie, can you see that shining object in the water? It's crystal, Louis said excitedly. How are crystals made? Pyrie asked. I don't know, but someday I will find out, Louis said. So, as you can see in the picture, that Louis and his friends are fishing in the river. Okay, so when they were fishing, one of his friend Pyrie asked that, can you see that shining, that cleared thing in the water? So Louis said, it's a crystal. Crystal is just like a diamond, very clear, very transparent and shining. So Pyrie asked, how are crystals made, Louis? So Louis said, I don't know, but someday I will find it out. Louis and his friends were fishing in the river that flowed by the side of his house. But he was more interested in pebbles than in fish. Pebbles mean stones. 8-year-old Louis was the son of Jean-Joseph Pasteur, a tanner. They lived in Arbois in eastern France. Okay, so Louis was an 8-year-old boy and he was son of Joseph Pasteur. His father's name was Joseph Pasteur and his father was a tanner. Who is a tanner? A tanner is a person who makes leather goods, leather things from skin of animal. Okay, so person who converts animal skin to leather is called a tanner and he works in a tannery. Fine. Next slide. On their way back, they saw a huge crowd at the blacksmith shop. Nicolet, one of the shepherds, was in pain. Okay, so when they were returning back from fishing, they saw a huge crowd. Crowd means group of people at the blacksmith shop. Who is a blacksmith? In Hindi, we call him as luhar. You often have heard it luhar. Okay, a person who makes iron things. Fine, things related to iron. Okay, so they saw many people standing outside the blacksmith shop, and inside that blacksmith shop was one of the shepherd whose name was Nicolet, and he was in pain. He was crying. Okay, shepherd. Who is a shepherd? A person who rears sheep. Okay, when you often go to your school, Montfort, you often see a person rearing cattle. So that is a shepherd. He gives them food, he takes them to nearby place to graze grass and he rears sheep. Oh no, they are going to burn his wound, somebody from the crowd exclaimed. It's better to lose a leg than one's life. Burning is the only cure for rabid wolf's bite, another man said. So, one person from that group of people said that they are going to burn his cut. Wound means cut, okay? So, whenever that animal bites, the only method to prevent rabies in old times was to burn that cut and to burn the poison inside. Okay, so burning was the only method to treat a wolf's bite in old times. Okay, now come to next page, page number 143. Louis' friends ran away, but he could not. The smith pulled his poker from the fire. He thrust the hot metal into Nicolet's wound. His cries of pain filled the air. Two men had to hold Nicolet down. So Louis was watching the complete incident. The blacksmith pulled his poker, the hot metal rod, and then he pushed. Thrust means pushed that rod into Nicole's wound, and it was extremely painful. He started crying. In the 19th century, burning the wound with a red hot iron rod was a traditional treatment to prevent rabies, even though it was extremely painful and few people lived. So, traditional means old. So, the only method was to burn that cut with a iron rod, hot iron rod. Okay. So, Louis was horrified, shocked by seeing that complete incident. Isn't there any other way to save him? He kept thinking. 8 people from Louisville village died of wolf's bite. The incident had a deep effect on him. Why does a wolf's bite kill a person, Mama? Louis asked his mother. When a rabid wolf bites someone, his poison enters the person's blood, and that person grows slowly and kills. So Louis was so curious, so eager to know, that he asked his mother that why does a wolf's bite kill a person? So his mother replied that the poison enters the blood and it grows and it kills. Okay. But how can a thing like poison grow? Why doesn't kill it once like acid in our tannery? Louis asked again. Well, son, I don't know. The only thing I know is that the poison must be burnt at once to cure the bite. So Louis was not satisfied. Louis asked again that why can't we burn the poison? Why can't we kill it at once like we kill our acid in our tannery? Tannery is a place where you convert animal skin to leather. So his mother replied, I don't know the answers of these questions. The only thing I know is that the poison has to be burnt. Okay. Louis had to know. So he started asking his school principal, what are acids, sir? How can non-living things like poison, sickness grow? So he was very curious. Okay. They are not alive as we are, but they do grow just like crystals. You will learn this in chemistry, his principal said. So principal said that there is a subject called chemistry and you will learn all these things in chemistry. When Louis was a young boy in school, his teachers taught him to be slow. He even failed in some of his exams. But the same boy would go on to become one of the greatest scientists of his time. Louis Pasteur was an extremely hard-working, energetic man who could work on an idea with focus and concentration. He made many important scientific discoveries during his lifetime, including the nature of crystals, which had made him curious when he was a child. So when Louis was a young boy, his teachers thought that he is not at all attentive. They thought that they took him to be slow, and he even failed in some of his exams. But his focus, his concentration, okay, his curious nature, he was very hardworking, he was very energetic, full of energy, and he made many important discoveries. He found many important new things, including the nature of crystals. When he was fishing, he always wanted to know about crystals. So he was very curious to find out new things. Students, read till here. Please clear all your doubts. You can call me, you can message me if you have any doubt in any word or in any sentence. Thank you.